Hey everyone, Levi here. In this video, I'm going to talk about SEO businesses and how you guys can actually start your own SEO business. My last video, I talked about how I've gotten my own SEO clients, cold calling, emailing, referrals, all that stuff. And that's been a really cool video. And I thought this would be a good way to expand on that and actually talk about how you can start your own business. So whether you are already offering some type of digital or web service, whether you're a website builder, designer, online marketer, or just wanting to get into the agency life generally, definitely stick around and I'll kind of go over all the things that you'll need to know about SEO to get started. And if you kind of check out the other videos in the series that will really set you up for success. So just kind of diving into it. SEO, if you didn't know, it stands for search engine optimization, which is the process you can take to improve your website's visibility on search engines like Google. So it comes up. So if you Google plumber near me, the sites at the very top of page one they're doing SEO, and Google puts them at the top because they think those sites are trustworthy, relevant, and high quality. So it's an extremely valuable service, and there's a lot of people who are willing to pay a lot for that. The really classic clients will include any service business or contractor, so home builders, plumbers, electricians, stuff like that. And then also a lot of online type businesses will also invest heavily in that. E-commerce is the most notable one, but also a lot of other businesses, pharmaceutical companies, software companies will invest in that well. So really anyone benefits a lot from SEO. So there's a really big total target market, which makes it great because there's so many people who are willing to work with you. Another thing with SEO that makes it a great service to provide, in addition to or besides other things, is because it's really cost effective and stable compared to a lot of other channels like pay-per-click. So it's a really attractive long-term investment for your clients. I originally started off actually doing Facebook ads. I transitioned into doing pay-per-click for a little bit too, and I've sort of landed on SEO. That's the vast majority of my business. I still do a few other things. That's something I've seen anecdotally from my own clients. I've had other people tell me that, other agency owners tell me that. So yeah, it's really just a really great service to provide, and that's why I'd recommend you guys provide that as a service. So getting started with SEO, things you're going to need. First, you're going to need a computer, obviously, internet, and you're going to need to understand SEO principles. So, if you didn't know what it stood for, you'll probably need to dive into it a little bit more. But if you have a good high-level understanding, that's great. You need to know about, how to deliver it and how to talk about that. We'll talk about that in a second. And you are going to need to kind of know about the common objections. I kind of listed a few here. SEO is too hard. It's dead. It doesn't work. And these aren't true. SEO totally does work. I actually have a video I just made last week. I think it's, SEO myth or real. So I definitely recommend you check that out. But it's important to know that SEO is still real because when you're selling your services, people are going to push back and ask that. So it's really important to know that and to know that right now in 2024, it is still super, super valuable and people are willing to pay a lot for it. So the next thing besides, having an internet and that stuff is finding clients. I think that's really important. When you start a business, you can spend all the time in the world thinking about business cards, websites, LinkedIn, all this stuff. But at the end of the day, just get some clients and you can figure everything out from there. That's what I did. I made a really quick landing page. I barely had a business name, but I just started trying to get clients, and that's always going to be the easiest thing to do, and that goes for any business. You can spend all the time in the world thinking about stuff, but at the end of the day, you just got to get some clients. It's also the hardest part, and the part you're going to want to do the least. Soliciting your services is not super fun. It's way easier to hide behind a computer and just click around on LinkedIn, but you need to go out and get clients. So that's really the most important thing: getting clients. I just made another video, like I talked about how I've gotten my own SEO clients. So if you want a bit more in depth, hop into that. But to highlight a few things, you can use any personalized approach, personalized email, social media, cold calling, and video outreach actually as a way to introduce yourself to clients. And the goal there is going to be to get a meeting. So any of those things, again, emailing, cold calling, social media, or emailing these videos like Looms. Is a great way to get a meeting. And then from there, they're in like the sales cycle. And then typically what you're going to have is a two-step call process. We're going to have an initial discovery call where you just sort of chat about their current marketing processes, what they're doing, what's working, what's not, and get a sense for what they're doing, what their budget is, their timelines, all that stuff. Typical acronyms: BANT, budget, authority, needs, timeline. You want to make sure they have budget for your services. You want to make sure you're talking to the relevant decision maker, that's authority. Needs, you want to make sure they need your service. So if they have a business and they want to double it in the next year, you know they need it. But if they're really happy and they're so busy, they probably don't need your services. Last one's timeline. You want to make sure that they're ready to start working soon. I talked about this in my last video as well. But there's going to be all sorts of reasons people aren't ready to start. Oh, I need to build a new site, or we don't have budget, this or that. You need to figure that out before you move forward. But anyways, if you've kind of decided you are a good fit, they're qualified, then you move on to the second of the two meetings, where you share a bit of a proposal. And here you're going to talk about your SEO process, go over some of your past results, go over your case studies. Like I have a testimonial page, as you guys know, talking about that kind of stuff, and then also pricing. So it's not really the 3 Ps, but it kind of is. Process, performance, pricing. That's basically what you're going to want to talk about. And then from there, you'll figure out your plan and pricing. You'll figure out some sort of an agreement. I use PandaDoc to send agreements. DocuSign's popular too. I just want to kind of formalize what you're doing. And then you're kind of off to the races. I'll quickly talk about onboarding. I'll make another video on like my onboarding checklist, but in short, you'll want to make sure you have a service agreement set up. You're going to want to collect payment. I use Stripe auto credit card. That's super easy. I'd recommend that. And then you'll send like your actual kickoff checklist, which will be access to their website. So like their WordPress login, their Google Analytics, web hosting, and kind of keyword feedback. So that's kind of the onboarding thing. I'll go into like a full onboarding thing in a future video, but that's basically how you kind of get clients. So you get set up with them and actually close them. From there, you need to start delivering SEO results. So once you have clients, you kind of think that's the hard part, but then you actually have to do a good job for them, which is actually harder, but you just don't think it is. And this is doing SEO. Hopefully it's a quick recap. If you legitimately don't know how SEO works, you're going to need to figure out much more beyond this video. But in short, you're going to do keyword research. You're going to audit their site, figure out what keywords they need to rank for, and talk to them about their top services, their top locations, figure out your target keywords, and basically get a rough understanding of the site structure. From there, you're going to launch into on-page optimization, which is just optimizing the code and content on the site for your chosen keywords, making sure it's set up the way we know Google wants it to be. Next thing, content creation. A lot of sites are going to be really content thin. They're not going to have a lot of topics on it, stuff like that. So you're going to want to make sure that you have the adequate amount of content on the site, create service pages if needed, create blogs if needed, all that stuff. And then the last kind of main pillar of delivering SEO results is off-page optimization or link building. This is a process of building links from other sites that point at yours. Google's going to see those sites and in turn rank your site higher than others because it's more reputable. So again, that's kind of the pillars of delivering SEO results. Again, you're going to need to figure out the best way to do this. I'll make another video about this, about how you can build a team to do all this stuff as well. But you are going to need to make sure you can deliver results, and that's something you can figure out with your first kind of clients. They'll probably be cheaper clients. Maybe you're even working for free, and give you a chance to figure that out. Next thing that's kind of important is being able to understand and predict SEO results. So as probably all of you know by this point, SEO outcomes are not instant. Campaigns often take 6 to 12 months to show significant results. I would say within 6 if you're good and it's a less competitive niche like a local service business. So you're going to need to understand that and communicate that to your clients, and also be able to, in real time at say 3 months, figure out what's working, where are we going, and tell them where they can expect to be in the next few months. With this, I like to share reports with my clients, and I recommend any of you do the same, where you talk about your keyword progress, go over analytics data, conversion data, all that stuff, share backlinking reports. I will talk more about kind of SEO tools, but you are going to want to share the results and kind of make sure that they're up to date with how things are happening. And then the last thing I'll just quickly talk about are essential SEO tools. So Google Analytics, super important. You need to make sure that's set up on all your client site. Same thing with Search Console to make sure the sites are properly indexed with Google. Some SEO softwares you can use. SEMrush is super popular. That's how you can do keyword research, competitor analysis, figure out how many links you have, find opportunities for new backlinks. I like SEMrush the most. Ahrefs is another common one, and I think Moz, something like that's another really common one. So you kind of pick whichever one you want, but you will need something like that. There are extras, browser extensions like Keyword Everywhere, and which will help you find keywords. Moz Local for business citations. You can Google these things to find more information about them. And then other tools I use, I talked about it, Stripe for billing, PandaDoc for contracts, and then I just use like Word and Excel to like make reports and all that stuff. So yeah, that's kind of the tools that you're going to need. Anyways, that's pretty much the video. A quick one here, just kind of explaining quickly how you can actually start an SEO company. I think it's a great business. It offers, recurring revenue. You have really great clients you're able to form long-term relationships and partnerships with. And for that reason, I've been in it for years and plan to continue to be in the future. So hopefully you found that useful. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. If you have ideas for future videos, especially if you like these more like agency ones versus typical SEO ones, let me know. I can make more of those. But otherwise, yeah, definitely like the video, helps the channel grow. And besides that, we'll see you on the next one. Have a good one.